Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about resource files in Robot Framework. Now, resource files provide a mechanism for sharing user keywords and variables. Normally, when we create user keywords and variables in test case and test suite initiation files, those user keywords and variables can only be used in those test cases and the test suite files. Now, if we have a separate resource files where we create a user keywords and variables, we can use them in any test case and in any test suite. They are very easy to create, just as easy to create test cases. They can be imported using the setting resource in the settings table. I'm going to show you in a few seconds what do I mean by that. Now, one thing to note is that if several resource files have a same user keyword with the same name, they must be used so that the keyword name is prefixed with the resource file name. Now let's suppose I have two resources file, both have a login keyword, but in certain both login are pertaining to different website, but the name of the keyword is the same. And now when we are using those keyword in the test case, Robot Framework is going to get confused that which login functionality you want to use from the resource file 1 or the resource file 2. So in this case, we will provide resource file dot the name of my keyword so that Robot Framework knows which user keyword I'm going to use. You can also provide documentation to the resource file as similarly as we provide the documentation to the test suite or the test case. Now let's go back to our Write editor and create a resource file. Now over here we have our demo project. So in order to create a resource file, we right click on demo project and I'm going to click on new resource. So I'm going to give it the name, let's give it the name user defined keywords. I'm going to select over here as it has a text file. I'm going to click OK. So here you can see we have a new resource file created, but currently this resource file does not have any variables or does not have any keywords defined. So we're going to define our keyword over here, new user keyword. Let's suppose we'll give the name compare to variables. Now think of a functionality in a test case where repeatedly we want to compare two variables, or if we will be doing the web-based automation, we can have a keyword created here by the name login. Now every test case in a web-based automation, the first step is to go to the website and log into the website, right? So if you have a keyword over here defined already by the name login, we can just import this resource file in our test suite and use the login keyword again and again in every test case. Similarly, open browser, close browser, these are the functionalities that we have to perform in every test case if it's a web-based automation. So in the future videos, we will be creating these kind of keywords, but for now, since we are using our internal Robot Framework library, I'm going to use the example of comparing two integers, but the actual implementation of the resource file we will find when we'll be using Selenium library, and then we'll be creating keywords such as login, open browser, and then we'll be using those keywords in our test cases. So this is my keyword created compared to variables. I'm going to click here, I'm going to expand this, I'm going to click over here and say should be, I'm going to press Ctrl Alt Enter, it says should be equal as integers. Now I've created this, but before this I'm going to create two variables. I'm going to do right click one new scalar variable. I can name this as CMP1. Oh, I forgot to provide the value. Let's give a value to this as 5. I'm going to right click new scalar variable, one more, CMP2. I'm going to give the value as 5 again. So here we have two variables in which both have the value 5, and my keyword which I'm using is should be equal as integer. So I'm going to provide the name of my variables over here, CMP1. I'm just going to copy this and paste it over here and change this to 2. So here I'm comparing those two variables. Now the first thing that we have to do is, right now this user defined keyword resource file, if I go to my test suite and let's create a new test case over here, new test case, and give it a name TC06. I'm going to click OK. Now Currently, if I try to use this keyword compare to variables, it will not show in this test suite. We can try this. I'm going to do compare to press Ctrl Alt Enter. It does not show anything. The reason behind this is that we have not imported the resource file. Now, if we have to import a resource file, we go to the test suite, or if you have to use it in every test suite, we can import the resource file in the demo project level at the directly level. But here, since we're gonna use this in our test suite, so we can just import it over here. So over here on the right side, I'm gonna click on add import and then resource. I'm gonna browse the resource to give a path, and over here we can find the resource text file which we created, user defined keywords.txt. I'm gonna click open. So I can give a comment over here. This is my first resource file. I'm going to click OK. As you can see, we have successfully imported our user defined keyword resource file. Now if I go back to my test case and if I try to find this, I can easily find this keyword compare to variables. So I'm going to do compare and I'm going to press Ctrl Alt and Enter. Now you can see we have the user defined keyword compare to variables, which we can see the source is user defined keywords.txt and it says it's a resource file. So I'm going to use this, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this. I'm going to go to run and we'll just click on run over here, and you can see that our test case has been passed. If I click on the report, it says statistics by suite. We have the demo project and all the test cases have been passed. And if you go to the log of this file, so it says that we have the user defined keyword resource file. In that we are using the keyword compare to variable. It has the keyword should be equal as string integers, provides the documentation, and since both the integers were equal, the test case have been passed. So in this way we use the resource file in robot framework, which is very helpful since we can use this user defined keyword again and again in all test cases. Currently it's a very small user defined keyword, but later on in the videos when we'll be doing the web-based automation, we'll be having login functionality in which I open the browser, I fill in the username and password, click login, and imagine if we just created once, we can use it everywhere in the test case. So we can save a lot of time. So this is all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Thank you.